Today we finish up our series on Dennis Nilsen. We'll cover his fresh start as he moves to his new flat, the last of his murders, and how he went about disposing of his victims' bodies. We'll also look at his toilet issues and the genius idea he had to cover his ass before his entire world came crashing down. I'm Mike.
I'm Ian.
And I'm Dave. If you were hoping for some sort of redemption story in today's series finale, stick around. Much like a legitimate massage parlor, there is no happy ending here. This is the Necronomipod.
Pussy, 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 pussy. Is that the counter for this episode?
Yeah, yes.
I recently found out that some people are disgusted by the word pussy. And I think I'm going to make it my mission to make this the record for the amount of times pussy is said in a single episode. What do you think about that, Dave? Do you like it, or are you going to be a pussy about it?
I don't mind it a bit. It's a lovely word in my book.
It's a beautiful word. How can anyone hate that word?
Pussy.
Ding! I'll be your dinger for it.
Thanks.
I'll be your pussy dinger. You really should have put that on your board. It would have been a lot easier.
Get it on the wrong side.
All right, so let's see everyone next week, I guess. It's been a good show. Have we been rooting for Dennis to make it, to turn his life around?
He made numerous attempts at fresh starts.
Look, I'm ready to say bygones. What's done is done. Fresh, new flat up in the attic. Fresh start. Let's go.
That might be a bridge.
Never mind
too
all
far
those
now.
bodies you've ruined.
You're gonna give him a pass on that?
No.
You anti-death penalty people. You just want to let people get away with whatever they want.
Yeah.
Oh, you feel bad about those murders? Okay.
He didn't like the killing. Need I remind you? He didn't like that part. He just likes coming on their dead bodies. Is that so wrong?
Mike, I don't even know how to answer that question, you bleeding heart fucking whatever.
Oh, are you calling me a pussy?
Maybe that person likes the word cunt instead.
Twat.
Twat's a good one. Gash.
Oh,
Nobody likes that word.
oh. It's so
Gash.
It's so aggressive.
That might be one of the worst
You
words
don't like
ever.
gash?
Nah.
But slot.
I don't mind slot.
That's still up there. That's with gash, I think.
It makes me think of slot machines, which are fun, and just makes me think of having a good time. Gash makes me think of like when you cut yourself and you get like a gash on your arm and it's all bloody and like just this open wound.
In what world are we sitting here talking about euphemisms for a vagina like this?
Hey, in this world, pal. I didn't say pussy, did I? Now I did. Count it. Count it.
Dennis was up to a lot last week.
He was making some moves on the street.
That whole pulling the dead body on top of him still blows my mind. Of all the things we've talked about on this show over the years, that one really, that's something.
He does some really weird stuff with the dead bodies.
Yeah.
The weirdness factor. It's like when you try to picture yourself standing in the room watching.
Yeah. Picturing Dennis on his back with a dead body on top of him.
Just staring it into its eyes. Its dead, shallow eyes.
We're gonna get this-
He's talking, crazy.
We'll get into some of that tonight, too.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, governor. What you doing on top of me? My God, if I killed you.
All right, let's wrap this sumbitch up.
Where we left off on part 2, Dennis had disposed of the remaining victims he had stored around his flat. He had 3 under the floorboards and 3 out in the shed by his garden. Those ones were dismembered already. They were in bags and suitcases. His landlord hooked him up with a new flat at 23 Cranley Gardens, which you pointed out last week, David, doesn't make sense. It was a attic flat, so for what Dennis was up to, it would be a lot harder to get away with things. Plus, there was multiple units in this place.
It sounds like he was, doing construction or something on where he lived currently. He didn't really have a choice.
Right.
He was booting them, but just, here's a new place if you want it, right?
He had also had some issues with that place, too. Like, it seemed like someone was trying to force him out.
Yeah.
So
he didn't have much of a choice.
Just maybe didn't take the best option.
And maybe he should have looked
moving.
elsewhere.
But maybe he saw it as, this is my chance to, get on the straight and narrow path and get better and turn my life around.
Yeah, exactly.
No more killing.
If people live below me, I'm certainly not going to be murdering people up here.
Exactly.
It'll never happen.
That's pretty much what he was thinking. We talked about that he had attacked Paul Nobbs after he moved into this flat. He didn't kill Paul, so I guess the fresh start is still intact. Technically, he came pretty close to killing Paul Nobbs. But that was the college kid that he strangled pretty close to death and then just kicked him out on the street.
And that kid showed up to school, right? All busted up, and his professor's like, you got to go to the hospital.
Yeah, bloodshot eyes and ligature marks on his neck.
Yeah.
Which is crazy that Dennis was just like,
get out of here, punk.
Be on your way now.
Nothing will happen to me.
Well, nothing had to this point, right?
Yeah.
Just having bonfires in the backyard.
Free reign.
In March of 1982, so that would be 4 months after Paul Nobbs, Dennis was out drinking when he ran into 28-year-old John Howlett. John and Dennis knew each other from other bars, so John approached Dennis and they had some drinks. The bartender was taking a long time to get drinks, so after a while, Dennis said that they should go back to his flat and drink.
How long did it take?
They were drinking.
An hour?
Yeah, she was just running behind. There was a bunch of people there who took a long time to be able to get a drink.
What were you talking about?
Bartender's attention.
The bartender length or him bringing someone back to kill them?
No, the bartender.
Okay.
I'm just picturing them standing trying to get a pint and they're standing there for 45 minutes.
Is that
and
not the most
they
frustrating?
give up and,
If you make me wait 5 minutes, I'm becoming a Karen about it.
I don't like to wait.
No.
But maybe it was going on all night and they finally had enough. Get the fuck out of here.
That's what it sounded like. Yeah. They had 2 or 3 beers by the time the 4th one was okay, it's taking too long.
Yeah.
So they just watched TV and drank until around midnight.
Were they watching Benny Hill? Benny Hill show? Classic British sitcom?
I think we're watching Monty Python. Whatever that
Even
show
better.
Was. Yeah.
Sorry, not a sitcom, sketch comedy. I love the old Monty Python shows. They're fucking funny.
I've never really watched them.
They're pretty good. At least I haven't seen a ton, but
yeah, that's good stuff.
Maybe they're watching Spinal Tap. Was that out yet? 82? No, probably not.
84 Spinal Tap, maybe? That sound right?
It was 80s something. Yeah. I don't remember. All right, it wasn't Spinal Tap. Never mind.
John said that he was tired and he asked Dennis if he could crash there. Dennis agreed, and John got into Dennis's bed while Dennis just stayed up drinking. About an hour later, Dennis went in to check on John, and he found John sprawled out across his bed naked, just made himself at home.
Mike did that at my house one time. I'm like, put that fucking thing away. What are you doing?
So then I spent the next half hour rolling it up and putting it away, and it was a whole thing. He made it awkward. It didn't have to be awkward. He made it awkward.
Dennis woke him up and said that he would get John a taxi, but John really wasn't responding. And Dennis wasn't thrilled at all. He didn't find John attractive and wanted him out. This was one of the people that he was an acquaintance with and didn't kill.
He just wanted to drink.
Yeah, he had a couple of these people throughout life.
No uggos. Get out. I don't kill uggos. Take your hog and beat it, pal.
Get it? Take your hog and beat it. Because he wasn't touching it.
I don't want that thing. I'm not going to kill you. Who do you think you are?
Same thing as Dahmer. Dahmer said that he only killed the beautiful ones.
There you go. Because he wanted to keep them, retain their beauty for all eternity.
Yeah.
No uggos, Ian. No uggos.
Uggos need not apply.
So Dennis grabbed a belt and put it around John's neck and pulled back. John started fighting back, which caused Bleep to start barking. remember, he's in this attic flat now, so there's people in the building. Eventually, John stopped moving, so Dennis let go of the belt and got Bleep to calm down. And the other thing, too, he hasn't done this in front of Bleep since early on in part 1 because Bleep starts barking.
Yeah.
And it's an issue.
Let me put Bleep away before I murder. You're such a good boy, Bleep.
We have the gif of him rolling around with Bleep on a bed. So, yeah, that's...
Bleep didn't sign up for any of this, for the record.
No, he's a good little boy that went home. Now he's got to watch this guy murder people. You're a good boy.
You think Bleep snacked on some human flesh?
I think it's probably pretty likely.
Between accidental flesh falling when he's, Dennis is carving things up, or just like looking at him like, hey, here you go, there's a little something for you. Keep your mouth shut. Here's a little something for you.
Oh, it was a good Bleep. It was a good Bleep.
You think Bleep had that thirst for human flesh?
No. Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
Who could say these things? Who could say? But I'm sure some scraps flew on the ground every now and then,
He definitely ate something.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the
Or
line.
licked up some blood for sure.
Yeah.
It's not Bleep's fault.
No, I'm not blaming
You're a
Bleep.
good boy, Bleep.
I'm not blaming Bleep. What did I call him last week? Blip?
Blippy.
Isn't that the kids' YouTube thing?
That's why I was laughing.
Blippy. Well, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Actually, there's a newspaper misprint that called him Blip. We'll talk about that
see?
at the end of the show.
I'm not the only one.
So once he calmed Bleep down, Dennis walked back into his room and found that John was still breathing, but barely. So Dennis filled up his bathtub with water, dragged John in, and pushed his head under until he drowned. Dennis poured a glass of rum and stood there drinking while John was just hanging out of the bathtub. Like, it sounded like a way of, thanks, John, you made me fuck up my fresh start.
Yeah. Why'd you make me do that, John?
Yeah. This is your fault. I didn't want to do this. You did this.
Exactly.
You made me do this.
You enticed me.
Dennis then changed the sheets on his bed and went to sleep, cuddling Bleep, while John was just hanging halfway out of a tub full of water.
Oh, Bleep. So stinking cute.
Bleep's the hero here. Bleep's no Delcy, pal.
Wow.
Delcy will always be the necro dog.
This is true.
Bleep's like he softens the edges of this story. Yeah, there's a corpse hanging out of the bathtub in one room, but cuddling with Bleep in the other room.
Bleep has seen some shit. Bleep has seen some shit.
Bleep has heard some shit too, because Dennis is just talking to himself all day long.
Oh my God, yeah.
But Bleep's never heard any music because all music is heard through headphones.
This is also
Poor
true.
Bleep has heard all this shit, but never got to hear a single bit of music.
No
Unless,
Joy Division or The Cure for you, Bleep.
However, I'm going to be honest. I could see Dennis like putting the headphones on Bleep, like on one of those like lonely drunken nights. Like, here, Bleep, you should listen to this.
That probably happened.
Yeah. All right, Bleep has heard some music. If there's a little silver lining, Bleep has heard some music.
I'll sign off on that. Yeah. That for sure happened.
The next morning, Dennis had to go to work, so he put John's body into a wardrobe. 3 days later, he pulled John's body out and started the process of dismembering it. To get rid of the organs, Dennis cut them into pieces and flushed them down the toilet. The toilet gurgled like when you know that it's about to clog.
Like a post Taco Bell.
I was gonna say, like your stomach after you eat Taco Bell, like it's about to go down.
So Dennis carved around the bones and boiled the flesh and remaining organs until they were like a jelly-like substance, and then flushed them down the toilet.
Hey, you know what, Dennis? Still not a good idea.
It is
Not meant for that substance. Fucking imbecile.
Yeah, because it's like fat and stuff, so it's like a jelly for real.
Not smart.
Yeah, it's not gonna break up. Like it's just gonna clog.
Right. He broke up most of the bones and put them into the garbage. And for the bones that were bigger, like leg bones, things like that, he put those bones in garbage bags and stored them in a tea chest he had in his living room.
You know what kind of tea he stocked in there?
I don't know.
Earl Grave.
All right.
That's what I read. Anyway.
I haven't had Earl Grey tea in a long time. I used to love that stuff.
It's tasty.
Well,
I like tea. I like hot tea.
I've been drinking some London
love tea.
Fogs. So
I
good.
don't know if I've had that.
I don't know what's in it. I just drink
You
it.
buy K-cups of it?
No, it's like tea and a little bit of honey and some sort of flavor and some half and half.
But you buy the tea bags, and then you add everything to it.
I don't make it. I don't know. It
okay.
just
You're
gets,
just served it.
It just gets served to me, and I find it tasty. I couldn't tell you what goes into the process.
I love tea. I like tea better than coffee. I just, I don't get the same kick from tea that I get from coffee. But if I had my choice, I would take tea over coffee typically.
I don't mind it. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, I enjoy tea.
Wouldn't take it over coffee.
No.
No. Yeah. I like it better than.
I did go to fancy tea time when I was in London. It was a whole thing. It was fun. It was tasty. Very highbrow.
What do they do over there? Do they have a specific recipe for tea, or is it just like for real?
There's lots of different kinds of teas I believe you can get.
But there's not like a customary where you say, I want a tea, and you get just a tea, or do you get something with already like ingredients in the tea?
No, you order whatever specific tea you want.
Oh, okay.
And then little cucumber sandwiches and finger stuff and
Tasty treats.
crumpets and what have you.
All right.
It's a whole thing.
So Dennis was definitely sitting there drinking tea with Bleep.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, when he wasn't drinking alcohol.
The bones hanging out of the tea chest.
Jesus. Bleep's like got his head cocked to the side when he goes to get the tea, like, something wrong here.
Sometime in May of 1982, Dennis was out drinking when he noticed 21-year-old Carl Stoddart drinking alone. Dennis walked over and introduced himself, and the two started talking. Carl told Dennis about how he had just broken up with a boyfriend who was abusive. One thing led to another, and the two of them ended up back at Dennis's flat drinking and listening to music. At one point in the night, Dennis said, you really need to listen to whatever song, probably Joy Division or The Cure. Dennis was a big fan of both of those. You got to listen to it with the headphones on to get the full experience. Dennis came behind Carl and started kissing his neck, but Carl shut him down, and the two went to sleep. About an hour later, Dennis wrapped a belt around Carl's neck and choked him unconscious. Carl later said that when he started to regain consciousness, he could hear water running, and then he got hit with ice cold water and realized that he was actually underwater. Carl said that Dennis pulled his head up and pushed it back under 3 times before Carl lost consciousness again. Dennis assumed Carl was dead and dragged him out into the living room. Dennis poured a glass of rum and sat there looking at Carl. Again, it sounded like thinking, why'd you make me do this type deal.
Yeah.
When Bleep walked up and started licking Carl's face, to which Dennis checked, and Carl was still alive.
Bleep! Nice job, Bleep. Bleep's the hero of this story. There's no denying it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. He's the one you're rooting for, right?
I am.
He's the redeeming.
He is the
quality
redeeming
of the
quality.
story.
Yeah, I agree.
We don't often get redeeming qualities in these stories. We don't usually talk about a pet
No.
or anything that's attached to the villain.
Yeah. Dennis was capable of total love for Bleep. So we should definitely not give him a death penalty.
And he also did not like killing.
Right. He just liked the end result. So we should set him free.
Well, that sounds ridiculous. That sounds like something a pussy would say. But I think life behind bars, very fitting, probably. But I don't know how the
Probably.
story ends. He might not even get caught. He might
might
still
not.
be on the loose.
We might never have even heard about him.
I don't even know who we're talking about. Ian made this whole story up.
Dennis had second thoughts about killing Carl and spent the rest of the morning reviving him. Once Carl was able to talk and stuff, Dennis dropped him off at the Royal Free Hospital in Hampstead, where, again, it was a mix of not remembering things because, all of the alcohol, there's a lot of alcohol involved, and the embarrassment of saying that you were sexually assaulted by another man. And Dennis was allowed to go free again.
He uses that very much to his advantage.
I think that's
Time
why
and time
he's
again.
so confident in letting some of these guys leave.
Yeah.
It doesn't even
Yep.
cross his mind that he'll
Sure.
get in trouble. Dennis kept himself under control for the next couple months until September when he met 27-year-old Graham Allen. It's not clear how these two met or how Graham ended up at Dennis's flat. Dennis said he didn't remember killing Graham, but based on the red marks around Graham's neck, he must have been the one that did it. Dennis specifically said in his interview about this death that he was cooking Graham some food. He was making him an omelet, and so he blacked out at some point and then came to, and Graham was dead. He was like, it was either me or the omelet, like made a joke out of it.
Hilarious.
He's no Ed Kemper.
He's not.
Like, you get drunk sometimes. You kind of have hazy parts of what you did the night before. Do you think you could ever forget murdering somebody? Ever drank enough to where you would forget murdering somebody?
Well, I obviously we would say no, but if you've done it so many times, maybe.
It's just common.
Like if you get so used to it, I don't know.
Like it all blends together. You're like, I don't even remember if I did that or not.
Yeah.
Like 99% of this story I think about and I'm like, well, I couldn't put myself in that situation. So I don't know. You would think he would remember that. But it also seems like this guy drinks rum more than he drinks anything else available. Maybe he did just get super blacked out drunk and didn't know. Or didn't at least remember it. Maybe it felt like one of those like dream type things. Like, oh, did I really do that last night?
Yeah, he's putting down some bottles of rum.
Again, just sipping rum. Can't do it. I'm sure there's good sipping rums out there. I haven't found them. I'm not really on the hunt for them, though.
Nor am I. Nor am I.
All right.
All right. Yeah, I guess just everything probably becomes a blur at some point.
Yeah, and it's like he doesn't drink on the job.
Well, it's not crazy.
But as soon as work is over, he's just
Oh, you meant
pounding
that?
rum.
Like, yeah, on the job.
Yeah, like when he's at the union job center thing.
Yeah. That's the only time he's sober.
Yeah. Other than that, he's wrecked.
Ian's never sober on the job, so I don't know. Can we criticize this guy all that much? I don't know.
Dave, are we in a position to criticize?
Well,
Can you imagine if we hired an HR department for this? We'd have to fire them for writing us up.
like, so Ian, what do you do here?
If you smoke like I smoke, then you're high like every day.
What is that from?
It's Warren G. I found the isolated lyrics to that. I'm like, oh, I got to pull that.
That might have been some new Kanye lyrics or something. Did you see that Ozzy Osbourne and his Sharon went as Kanye and his new wife?
I did see that.
Oh, yeah.
He was just, but Ozzy looked like a ninja or something. Like he was all covered
Just
up.
all blacked out.
And his wife, Sharon, was like naked with a pillow in front of her. Was that like a picture they took or something? I didn't get the reference.
I don't know. I haven't paid attention to Kanye.
Smart man. You're not in the cult.
No.
Sharon's looking a bit odd.
A bit procedured.
Something.
Terrible. She looked like really, really skinny, and her face looked like she was wearing a mask.
Yeah, she's
had too
very
much work, I
strange
think.
looking.
Ozzy, I think, has too, but he was covered up, so I couldn't really see him. Anyways, that's all. Thank you for coming to my Kanye West talk.
Is that Warren G or is that Nate Dogg? That's Warren G, right?
Play it again.
If you smoke like I smoke, then you're high like every day.
No, it's Kevin Hart. It's not, but I wish it was Kevin Hart.
Could be Nate Dogg.
Is that Nate Dogg?
You guys ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
I know, I don't remember.
How do you not know this?
It sounds different when it's just the isolated
Oh,
track.
I hope they
and-
fucking roast you too for this one.
It's all right.
All right. It certainly wasn't Snoop Dogg.
No,
was not.
No, it's not. I believe Nate Dogg is Snoop's cousin, though, or was Snoop's cousin.
How do you become not someone's cousin?
You pass away.
Oh, okay.
You leave the planet.
So Dennis, like we said, he was super drunk. So all of this, he says, was very hazy. But he filled up his bathtub and put Graham's body in and then went to work. Like he was super hungover this day. Like he talked about how work dragged and all that stuff. Over the next 3 days, Dennis drained the water and filled it back up until the fourth day when he dismembered the body. I can't even imagine, even 3 days in water, you start to get issues with decomposition.
Is refilling it to make it cold water again and keep it at least somewhat
Probably.
cool under temperature?
That makes sense, but still.
Jeez. Ugh. That's some soup going on in there, right?
And this is still where he cleaned himself.
You're just brushing your teeth in the morning going to work. Like, ah!
It's like Pee-wee's Playhouse from hell.
There's chunks of this guy's body floating in your tub.
Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Can you imagine?
So on the fourth day, after he dismembered the body, he disposed of it in the exact way he did with John Howlett. He boiled everything into a jelly and flushed it down the toilet and kept the larger bones in his tea chest. On December 31st, 1982, Dennis spent most of the day drinking at a pub not too far from his flat.
That's all he does, right? He works or drinks all day.
Yeah, or listens to music.
Listens to music.
Takes Bleep for a walk. He does
While
that.
drinking, though. He's still listening to music while drinking.
Yeah. Drinking never stops.
Yeah. Probably drinking while walking Bleep, too.
He probably has a flask or something.
Sure.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
I have no issue.
It's one of the better things he does. It's one of the only good things he does.
He went home around 8 p.m. and, completely out of character, he knocked on the door of his downstairs neighbors, Vivian McStay and Monique Van Ruder, and asked them if they wanted to come over for dinner. They told Dennis no, they were already in the middle of cooking, and they later said that Dennis seemed super pissed that they didn't want to hang out. Regardless, Dennis told them what pub he would be drinking at later in the evening and invited them to come get a drink with him.
I'm assuming they did not take him up on that offer.
No.
Good. I wonder what he was going to make for dinner.
People didn't have a problem with him in the apartment building, but he was just the weird, quiet guy.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So when he knocks on the door randomly, you've never really talked to him before, and he wants to eat dinner, it's like, it's a little odd.
Hello, loves. You want to come over for dinner? For supper? Like a nice penis pie.
Dennis went upstairs, and for the next 3 hours, he drank glass after glass of rum. At 11 p.m., he stumbled his way to the Green Man pub, where he met a Japanese chef named Toshimitsu Ozawa. The pub closed at midnight, so Ozawa agreed to go back to Dennis's flat and continue drinking. At one point, Dennis wrapped a necktie around his hands and walked towards Ozawa. So, he had each end wrapped, like he strangling.
Yeah.
At first, he thought that Dennis was just joking around, and looking back on the incident, Ozawa said that he could see in Dennis's eyes that he wasn't joking around. Ozawa started yelling at Dennis and ran out of the building. It sounded like Dennis was too drunk to actually attack Ozawa.
You need like a blue chew for serial killers. Like when you're too drunk to get it up, too drunk to kill, like blue choke or something.
And
Something that helps you murder. Get you going, yeah.
Like it'll pick me up.
Yeah, help you finish your murder when you're not up to the task.
All right, we're on to something.
Blue
We'll put
choke.
it in research and development.
See what Declan can come up with.
He'll work up on something. It'll be a failure, but he'll try.
You ever see somebody when they're super drunk and they're just like kind of standing there staring, they're like caught in a loop or whatever? Yeah. So I picture this was like Dennis was just like kind of caught in that loop holding the necktie.
Forgot
out.
the process that he started and just kind of short circuited. Should have killed him. Be done with this guy.
He had the chance, I guess.
Yeah.
Should have killed Ozawa. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, Zawa should have taken that necktie and wrapped it around
killed
Dennis
him.
and
I
killed
see.
him.
Yeah.
Self-defense. Self-defense, motherfucker.
Pulled the old Uno reverse card on him.
See? Say you like that, Dennis.
Then he could have
Now we're going to boil your fucking head in the bathtub.
just choked him till he went unconscious and then put his head in the tub and drowned him.
Smart.
Yeah, give him a little taste of his own medicine.
Yeah. I'll teach him.
Just saying.
Leave him in the tub. Fill it up every day. See how you like it. How you like Dennis soup for a change.
Vivian and Monique heard all of this commotion, so they stepped out of their flat to see what was going on, and they found Dennis sitting on the stairs crying. which they didn't ask him what was wrong. They just quietly went inside and locked the door.
Yeah, good idea.
Not getting involved in this.
Nope.
Ozawa never reported this incident to the police. Same thing with that, that embarrassment and not want to bring attention to all this. On January 26, 1983, Dennis met 20-year-old Stephen Sinclair. Stephen was another victim that fit the stereotype. He was down on his luck and had a history of drug abuse. Dennis got to talking to Stephen and offered to buy him some food. Stephen had friends nearby who saw him walking away with Dennis. They didn't really say anything because they were under the impression that Stephen was going to rob Dennis. So Stephen's like a homeless young guy that just kind of like hangs out with a group of people.
Weren't they curious when he didn't ever come back with the cash? I figure he just probably went to buy drugs or something with the money.
Yeah. Not like...
Yeah, probably not a close-knit group where like, oh, it's 9 o'clock and you didn't come home.
I'm worried about Steven. He was going to mug that chap and he never came back with the proceeds.
They're like, when we see him in 3 weeks, we'll see we'll find out what happened.
I sure hope he's okay.
In 6 months, someone brings him up and they're like, oh shit, yeah, remember that guy? What happened to that guy?
Yeah, what the fuck happened to that guy? He fucking mugged that guy and took off. He's in the Bahamas right now.
He must have made a killing.
Instead, Stephen spent the evening with Dennis drinking and then went back to his flat around 9 p.m. At some point in the evening, Stephen shot up heroin. Dennis said that at first he thought it was speed, but when Stephen passed out, he realized that it was heroin. Dennis then walked into his bedroom, grabbed a necktie, and strangled Stephen to death. At that point, Dennis dragged Stephen into the bathroom, where he ran a bath and washed the body. He then dragged the body to his bed and put a mirror next to the bed so that he could see himself laying next to Stephen's body. Next, Dennis got naked and covered himself in baby powder so that his skin matched the color of Stephen's skin, which it had turned pale and bluish by this point. Finally, Dennis got in bed with Stephen's body, and about this he said, quote,
I spoke to him as if he were still alive. I was telling him how lucky he was to be out of it all. I thought how beautiful he looked and how beautiful I looked. He looked sexy, but I had no erection. He just looked fabulous. I wanted to touch and stroke him, but did not. I lay naked beside him, but only looked at the two bodies in the mirror. I just laid there, and a great peace came over me. I felt that this was it, the meaning of life, death, everything. No fear, no pain, no guilt. I could only caress and fondle the image in the mirror. I never looked at him, nor sex, just a feeling of oneness. So that's that. I don't know what...
So you thought that other thing was weird. I think that's the strangest one. Yeah, that is... I don't even know what to say about that.
Watching yourself in the mirror, not even looking at him.
What was Bleep doing? The head cocked sideways again.
Like at this point, I like to think Bleep had his own safe space in the house. Like he would just go like behind the couch and sleep and be like, "This is where I'm gonna be." I don't know what the fuck that jackass is doing down there.
He's got his paws over his ears trying to play. He's trying to sleep. He goes and at least puts a vinyl music on and puts the headphones on.
He knows how to put the own head. Yeah.
Bleep can't take it anymore. Bleep wants us to stop.
He's listening to the White Album just on full blast.
Yeah, Dennis seems to get more and more extreme with this odd stuff.
It's like he's not trying even to be spiritual or I don't know. It's hard to explain.
It's really, really weird.
Because there's not any really necrophilia going on.
No. Just masturbating over the bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
And laying with them.
Like having this connection with them.
Yeah.
Which I think he probably wanted in real life. He wanted a connection. Like we talked about last week, I wanted to spend the new year with this guy, whether he wanted to or not. It's weird that it seems like he wants that real life human connection, some kind of real relationship. And he is clearly able to get guys.
Yeah.
But then maybe doubts himself or doubts the situation and then feels like he has to kill them. But in the same time, he's also enjoying getting off to their dead body.
Yeah.
So it's weird.
Is that what it is? Just it's weird.
That's my conclusion.
That's It's a pretty valid conclusion, friend.
The baby powder just adds that extra layer.
Like that's Buffalo Bill, you
Yeah.
know, dancing in the
Yeah.
basement level weird stuff. I fuck me.
And it's the same type of music that's playing in that scene.
Love will tear us apart again. Is there cranking Joy Division in there? Love.
My first thought whenever anyone brings up Buffalo Bill is Joe Dirt. When he's trapped in the hole, he's like, "Oh, say it, don't spray it, mister." Damn. He has Buffalo Bill send him like the Auto Trader magazines, and he's reading it in the hole. Anyways, that's what I got going on in my head.
So when Dennis woke up the next morning, he put Stephen in the wardrobe and then just went about his day as normal. On February 3rd, 1983, Jim Alcock, who lived on the bottom floor, woke up to use his bathroom.
Is it Alcock or Alcock?
I'm saying Alcock.
Okay.
I'm going with that.
All right.
Certainly wasn't all pussy.
So he woke up to use the bathroom and it was clogged. He went out and bought some liquid Drano, something like that, but it didn't work. Jim's girlfriend saw Dennis walking down from his flat and asked him if he had any issues with his toilet, to which Dennis said no.
No, I flushed all kinds of shit down there 10 minutes ago. Worked fine.
At that point, Jim called the landlord of the apartment building and was told that a plumber wasn't available right then, that they would have to hold out until the next day.
It's so funny. It's such foreshadowing, that whole paragraph. Like, you know what's coming now. You know what is going to be his downfall yet. So you
Such
start
a stupid
turning over in your
downfall.
mind like, what an idiot this guy is.
And he's completely oblivious
Yeah.
to all of this, that he would be the one causing this issue.
Yeah.
Well, he flushed it, right?
Yeah.
Out of sight, out of mind.
That's
Like,
right.
There's no issues now. It's
I hit the thing. It's gone. I don't know.
like everybody's poop. Once you flush it, it's in God's hands. Doesn't go down. That's an act of God.
That's right.
The next day, so February 4th, the plumber didn't show up and the whole building was pissed. Besides Dennis, like we just said, he was completely oblivious to everything. He didn't realize that him flushing human remains down the toilet was the cause of the issues that everybody else was having.
He's running around his flat like Pee Wee Herman in the beginning.
Dennis went out to the pubs and started an early day of getting blackout drunk
Huh, you don't say.
in preparation to dismember Stephen's body.
I mean, it's not easy. You can't start at 6 p.m. at night. You got to start in the morning. It takes a lot of work you got to put in to get blackout drunk.
Was he always blackout drunk for the dismembering part? Did we discuss that?
Yeah, he was always pretty fucked up for it.
Okay. He couldn't do that sober. He couldn't even kill. I guess he got off to him sober, right? Like, wouldn't he wake up in the morning sometimes and jerk? Like that guy that was hanging in his bathroom, he would just
Yeah.
come on sober. But the killing and the dismembering, he would always have to be blacked out for,
Yeah.
kind of.
Let the record state, I too would prefer to be blackout drunk if I have to dismember and boil someone's skull. I mean,
Yeah.
understandable.
If I had to dismember somebody, I would probably be like Henry Hill in Goodfellas when they were going to bury or dig up the remains and he's just puking in the corner. That would be me. I would be useless. I would just be vomiting.
You know I will.
Yeah. Just the smell, I'd start gagging.
Yeah, that's not for me.
Dahmer did the same thing. He got blackout drunk to do the dismembering. He hated it.
It can't be easy.
But that's part of, I guess that's just what you have to do to get away with it, you know.
It's the life you chose, homie.
Yeah.
What you gonna do?
Cut him up and eat him, I guess.
I mean, he had that whole start fresh thing. Maybe he should have stuck with that.
That's a difference with him and Dahmer, though. He wasn't no cannibalism over here, right?
No.
Just didn't have the taste for it. I don't know.
Dennis was above that.
Add that to the list of why we should not be killing him. He was at least sensible enough to not eat the humans.
He's setting up his argument already. Look at him.
Oh, I did my research on this one. We'll get to it.
When nighttime came around, Dennis went home and dismembered Stephen's body, still completely unaware that he was the cause of all the plumbing issues. Dennis kind of had a happy accident at this moment in time. He was too drunk and tired to go through with the whole process of boiling down the flesh to the jelly substance, so he put everything into bags and put it all back into the wardrobe to take care of it another day. Because I would assume if he did this, the whole place would have like flooded with human jellies.
Backing up
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
Human
Yeah.
jellies.
I am not hard in the slightest right now.
I am not.
Human jellies.
The next day, Dennis woke up around noon and came down to leave his flat and go out drinking. As he was walking down the stairs, he was stopped by Jim Alcock's girlfriend, Fiona. She told Dennis that the plumbing issue was worse than they expected it to be. The plumber hired by the landlord said that it was more work than he was capable of, so a company called Dino Rod would be coming out in a couple days. She told Dennis that no one was able to use their toilets now because the pipes were so clogged. Dennis hadn't been drinking yet, so it dawned on him now that he was standing there sober, that he was the cause of these problems.
It's like, oh no. What did I do?
A little light bulb on the top of his head.
This was all happening over a weekend. The 5th was a Saturday, so Dennis had until Monday, February 7th, to figure out how he was going to get out of this situation. The night of February 5th, Dennis was sitting in his flat, pretty much just chugging rum, trying to figure out what to do. A friend of his stopped by. This was a friend from work, Martin Hunter. Martin was one of the few people that Dennis would have that friendship where it was just hang out every once in a while. Martin said that Dennis seemed very on edge and wouldn't let him into the flat. Dennis told him that he had another guy there and they were going to be hooking up. As Dennis was saying that, Bleep ran out the door and down the stairs. Dennis told Martin to hold on, but whatever you do, don't go into my flat. Dennis came back upstairs with Bleep and was acting really paranoid, asking Martin, like, you didn't go in there, did you? Tell me right now, did you go in there?
Did you go in there?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I didn't do fucking shit.
That's an exact quote from Martin.
Goddamn right, or almost.
And then also Dennis said the same thing. When Marley was like, I didn't do fucking shit. Don't go in my apartment.
So Martin just left. He's like, all right, weirdo. I'm leaving.
Yeah, bye.
Creeping me out.
Yeah. For God's sakes, lady, you're scaring us.
On Monday, February 7th, Dennis had no choice but to go to work like normal and get through his day, knowing full well that Dino Rod was going to be at the building uncovering what he had been doing. When Dennis got home that evening, he was able to breathe because Dino Rod never showed up. Which, if I was everybody else in this apartment building, I would be fucking furious at this point. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can't use your own toilet?
we're now, this happened on a Friday. We're now at Tuesday.
Everyone's using fucking chamber pots at this point for 3 days, right?
Like, what are you supposed to do?
The next morning, same thing. Dennis went to work knowing full well that there was nothing that he could do. When he got home at 6:15 p.m., Dennis saw Jim Alcock standing by the manhole next to the building, looking down at the Dino Rod guy down in the sewers.
The Alcock staring down a Dino Rod. That's either a porno or a wrestling match.
Either way, I'm in. Count me in.
Alcock on top of Dino Rod.
Main event anywhere in the world, pal.
Not in Saudi Arabia, probably.
No, probably not. Don't worry, WWE will figure out a way to do it. They want that blood money.
Dino Rod found that the pipes were all clogged by a substance that this guy compared to chewed up Kentucky Fried Chicken. Since Dennis was the only person in the building that had a dog, they asked him if he had been flushing dog food or something like that down the toilet because the jelly kind of resembled dog food too. The way Dennis answered these questions, the Dino Rod guy wasn't buying it, and something seemed off, so he called his boss. His boss said that he couldn't make it out right then, so he'd come by the next day. So Dennis got another break, and everybody else
A
is
lot of breaks.
pissed because they can't use their toilets for another day.
Just trying to take a peaceful morning poop.
Jim Alcock is not happy.
I don't understand what they can't do. They can't just blow through this substance and knock it out of there.
What's weird that
What's going on here?
the sewer system is weird because it's like you just open up a manhole, go down the ladder, and look at the pipes for the building, for the house. Like, you can't do that here. That's not how it works. You would have to like get a company out there to snake it, not actually.
It probably was just more
Yeah.
backed up than they anticipated, and they were like, "Oh,
They
this
just
is
have
gonna
no way to clear out the pipes.
with what it even call it, human jelly."
After everyone was gone, Dennis went back to his flat and drank the rest of the night. As he was sitting there drinking, he thought back to the dino rod guy saying that it looked like chewed up KFC, and Dennis wanted to see it for himself. His thought process was that Dennis could get a bunch of chicken and switch it out, and then he would admit to flushing food down the toilet and be like, sorry guys, I didn't want to admit it before, but it was me that was doing this.
So what did he? When the dino rod guy asked him if he was like feeding his dog food and flushing it, why did he not just say, like, try at the time, like, "Oh yeah, I was sorry.
He probably, he should have.
Like, I didn't even think of that. I'm
Caught
sorry.
him off
That's
guard.
what it was. Like, it was the dog food. Go ahead, just scrape it all on out, and we'll be fine. Muscoozy, won't do it again." Like, what was he saying that the dino rod guy didn't believe him? Like, he was saying, "No, it wasn't me. I didn't do anything."
Yeah, and the dino rod guy's like, I've been doing this enough that I know it's you. Like, you're the one causing this problem.
I've seen enough
What are you
shit
flushing?
in pipes.
Yeah.
I know this one's you.
Like, what are you flushing down the toilet?
So, is his potential plan to go down there and clean all this out and then chew up a bunch of chicken and shove it back in place?
Pretty much.
I think that's what we're getting into now. I think he's figuring this out as he goes. Like, he wasn't thinking this from like, "Oh, I'm going to lie to this dino rod guy and say, no, it wasn't me, and then I'm going to put a bunch of chicken in there." I think your immediate reaction is to deny it, right? And lie. Yeah. And then he's sitting there drinking his rum going, "You said it was chicken. I'll go buy a bunch of fucking chicken and just shove it in there."
But just go clean it out and be done with it. The
But
whole
then-
part about refilling it with chicken.
They've already seen it. So then if
So
they
wh-
went back and it was empty, wouldn't they think like, "Oh, well, now there's something more fishy going on around here"?
But so what? It's gone though. I guess. What can you prove? If you feel like you can clean it out and get rid of it, do it. Don't worry about filling it back up.
My
Weird.
Maybe so. We're obviously not thinking or talking about a rationally thinking human being here.
Sure.
like this was the way I picture it is that it was a really big backup. So what Dennis was going to do is just clear out, like he could get to his forearm maybe, like clear out that much, fill that back up.
Okay.
Like not clear out all of it, just enough to.
How funny would it be if like he cleared out like the forearm worth and then he just stuck in like a 20-piece chicken McNugget in there? Was like, "It's chicken. You dino rod guys got it right. It's chicken."
Let's chicken.
Just throw it in like a bunch of like sweet and sour sauce, whatever, just to make it look more, jelly-ish. Not hot mustard. You save that. Don't waste the hot
you
mustard.
don't waste the hot mustard.
That stuff's good.
Didn't they have 2 new ones recently too?
At
Did you guys see
McDonald's?
those? Yeah, they had 2 new sauces. I didn't try them.
I remember a couple years
I've
ago they had
been
a
there a while.
sriracha one.
The sriracha was good. They had a hot chili, I think it was, like 10 years ago, was really good. Some kind of chili sauce was really good. Well, anyways.
I'm loyal to the hot mustard. I never stray.
The hot mustard's
Never
really
stray.
good. It really is good. You know what? I'm not a big barbecue sauce fan, but McDonald's barbecue sauce is really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've had it.
Every now and then, like I'll still get my hot mustard, but if I wanted like something else, I'll get a barbecue as well just to mix it up. It's pretty tasty. It's definitely not the barbecue sauce they put on the fucking McRib, whatever that shit is.
That's open pit, man. That's awful.
It's worse than open pit. It's bad. It's fucking human jelly.
So Dennis went outside, opened the manhole, and went down. He looked at the clog and started pulling some of it out. And Dennis was realizing that the KFC idea would be really hard to pull off. Like there was a lot here. So his new plan was to dig out as much as he could and then flush the toilet until the water just busted through. That isn't how this works at all. And all he did was wake up his neighbors, who watched Dennis going back and forth from his flat to the manhole. And then eventually he gave up and went to bed for the night. Jim Alcock specifically was like, I see this motherfucker going down there and coming back. He was talking weird, seemed really nervous around the Dino Rod guy. Something is wrong with this situation.
You know.
Yeah. He's got his sleeves all rolled up. He's doing something down there.
Did he have a bucket of chicken? It also still blows my mind that in the early 80s, like KFC was a global brand. Like KFC's in England over here. I don't remember even seeing one when I was over there.
In the early 80s?
Like, and of all the things that we could export, like we're not going to send them Applebee's, our finest establishment.
Oh my God.
I'm kidding. But like KFC, that's really weird that like, I don't know. To me, it's just weird to think about like that was a big thing over there, or at least something that they were talking about.
Yeah.
Like we don't even really talk about KFC over here anymore.
I couldn't tell you last time I was at KFC. I'm embarrassed to say I did eat at Pizza Hut when I was in London this year.
Did you?
It was fucking pouring rain. Everything was full. I'm like, we are going in this Pizza Hut and having a few pieces of pizza and sitting down. There was nowhere else to go. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I don't care.
You should be a little bit.
It was horrible. No, it was disgusting. All of it was awful. But
Was it like at one of the buffet?
yes, the Pizza Hut lunch buffet.
It used to be
It was
good.
terrible.
That used to be real good.
Oh my God. It was awful.
You go across the world eating a fucking Pizza Hut.
I know. It couldn't be helped though, man.
The next day, the Dino Rod guy and his boss came to look at the clog. As they were digging out some of the jelly, one of them pulled out half of a human finger, and they came up out of the manhole super scared, like, what the fuck? That's when Jim Alcock told them all about how Dennis was going up and down all night. So the decision was made to call the police. At 11 a.m., a group of officers led by Detective Chief Inspector Peter J. showed up and found several more pieces of flesh and 3 small bones, each with a knuckle still attached.
Ugh.
The remains were taken to Charing Cross Hospital, where they were examined by Professor David Bowen.
David Bowie examined them?
He confirmed that the bones and knuckles came from the hand of a human male, and the flesh was human neck tissue. It was a 4 inches wide, 6 inches long.
He flushed a piece of skin that big?
Yeah, a piece of skin.
I was wondering when I read this, I'm like, how big was this piece that they could identify ligature marks on a neck piece? But all right.
Oh, on skin though, wasn't he boiling that though?
Some of it, but he was like shaving it flesh off, so,
and they're kind of flushing that too.
Yeah. So I mean, if he's super drunk, he's not
right. Oh, sure.
Perfect about this.
Yeah.
But there was a clear ligature mark on this piece of flesh.
Unbelievable. You know, it's interesting. I read that they can identify and tell it's a male. A male's knuckles due to the extra wear and tear from masturbation on it.
Is that for real?
No.
Oh, okay.
I was hoping to get you that. Oh, really?
Well, I was looking at him. He looked like he was questioning it.
Damn it.
Well, what's funny is because when Ian first said it, I was thinking like, I wonder how they know. And then I was like, well, I guess it's probably just bigger, maybe a little thicker. Like men's hands are typically bigger. And then when you said like more rugged, I was like, okay. That's kind of a sexist way for them to look at it, but okay. And then you said masturbation. I was like, all right, he's fucking them. He's taking the piss out of it.
Meanwhile, Dennis was still doing what he had been the past 2 days, just at work, completely aware that he was going to be arrested and had really nothing to do. You know, he was going to have to admit to what he had been doing. Before leaving his office, Dennis wrote to his colleagues telling them not to believe any reports suggesting that he committed suicide in jail. He tucked the note into a drawer, cleaned up his desk, and went home.
All right, Jeffrey Epstein, settle down. You're not that important. No one's going to fucking kill you.
At 5:40 p.m., Dennis got home to find DCI Peter J., Detective Inspector Stephen McCasker, and Detective Constable Jeffrey Butler waiting for him.
Detective Constable.
They have a lot of titles.
That's a cool title.
That's a cool title.
We need that over here.
Need some constables.
They would have not fucked up the John Benet Ramsey case. A detective constable
You don't think so?
would not have fucked up. You don't get the title of constable if you're gonna fucking let strangers in bringing donuts, right?
No, you don't.
Like, who do you
not
think you are?
possible.
I'm detective fucking constable. Who the fuck are you, and why are you on my crime scene? That's how I picture
Out
it.
of here.
Yeah, cool name.
So Dennis acted surprised, even asking the other two officers if they were health inspectors.
Are you guys health inspectors? Did you find like some bacteria in the neighborhood or something? What are you guys doing here?
Yeah, they told him that, no, we're all police officers. We have some
Jack
questions. Dennis led them upstairs to his flat, where he was told that some of the objects retrieved from the drain had been identified as human remains.
I read that the odor was overwhelming when they walked in the door.
Yeah, and
too.
I don't understand how the people in the building didn't really complain.
Or the people he brought home.
Yeah.
The people that weren't in his apartment.
Yeah.
The flat.
His friend Martin, who he like ushered out of there real quick and wanted him out, he said later on that it smelled like vomit to him, that there was something wrong.
Do you think maybe the air, like the scent, just didn't travel down, like to the people all below him? Like they just,
He kept putting
Maybe
those.
kept the window.
well, maybe
open
they
and-
just assumed it was each other's teeth and their breath, right?
They
Come
eat-
on.
They eat beans for breakfast. How good can it smell?
Right. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying.
He was putting those deodorant bars in there, which I don't. I
Yeah.
think that just means sticks of deodorant. Like he was just
Or like an air
unscrewing them
freshener is
and
what I
throwing them
thought.
in.
I just assumed it was like some kind of air freshener for the time.
Yeah, something.
That should do the trick.
Yeah. So if I just get like a bar of Dove soap and throw it with my dirty laundry, it's just gonna make it smell better.
Apparently.
magically.
Apparently not, because when they walked in, they
Also,
they recognized
It's
it.
true. I guess we shouldn't take advice from a guy who's drunk on rum 99% of the time.
He's a pirate. He's a pirate. He's a literal pirate. Blackout drunk on rum every day.
So they just came right out and asked Dennis, "Where's the body?" To which Dennis replied, "Quote, in 2 plastic bags in the wardrobe. I'll show you." Which he showed them.
Yeah, here you go.
Yeah. So they drove him.
He knew what was up. What are you gonna do?
Yeah. He was driving to the police station with them. They asked Dennis whether they were dealing with one body or did he kill 2? And Dennis said, quote, 15 or 16 since 1978. I'll tell you everything. It's a relief to get it off my mind. While Dennis was headed to make his confession, police did a more thorough search of his flat and found the lower section of a torso and 2 legs in a bag in the bathroom, a skull, a section of torso, and all the bones that we talked about still in the tea chest.
See, Earl Grave. For real.
I think that was a big thing with Dennis after reading all this stuff about him, that he just wanted this to be over.
I was just going to ask, like, do you think that it was like the stress was just weighing on him, like having to go through this process, like he had to get blackout drunk to get rid of the body parts, and he was just kind of like over it in the sense of he's not going to stop. He's still that piece of shit,
Yeah.
but I don't want to have to keep doing this. I just want to get off and then make these bodies disappear.
He doesn't seem like a guy that's loving his. More like he's compelled and has to do it, but he's like he knows it's wrong.
Kind of
He
trapped
doesn't
in
really
this
love it.
lifestyle. Yeah.
I'm sure
That's
it's
kind
a
of what
huge
I
relief.
got from this.
And he confessed to everything. He didn't.
He wasn't hiding it at this.
This isn't one of the ones where we feel like there's more victims that he's not talking about. Maybe he doesn't remember some,
Yeah. I think he.
but he was as truthful as he could be, we think.
Yeah.
Actually, less, because later on, after all this is over, he tried to recant, 3 of those confessions?
Yeah.
They don't believe him. They believe he actually did it, but he later on tried to recant 3 of them.
Just saying, like, I don't really think I had anything to do with that.
Just said
or-
he made it up. They weren't. It wasn't. None of it was real.
Oh, made up the victim. Like, they never identified who the people were.
Is that what? Right, Ian?
Yeah, because
I think so.
At his first apartment, there was a stretch of 3 or
Those couple
4
he didn't really-
that were unidentified,
Yeah.
and he just said that later on he made it all up. I would assume he didn't, and he was, fairly specific about those victims. Okay. The media was all over this case. This was a big deal over there at the time. There's some interesting tabloid covers with him on the front and little clever headlines about
The
him.
Daily Mail, perhaps.
The Star, the Sun.
Did they just take all of astronomy for their their newspaper? Like the Star, the Sun.
right.
This is the moon. And this week's edition of the Little Dipper.
The Little Dipper. I mean, and the confessions were fairly detailed, right? Essentially, this whole story we just talked about were based, like all the eyewitness recollections were based on his confession, right?
Yeah.
Like you get to the
did
end here and you kind of, it feels like you gloss over the confession, but all this stuff we just talked about was the confession. That's where all this information came from. Like all those people that remembered later on, like that never called the police, those were all identified because of his confession. The police
Did
went
they
to talk to him.
That's what I was going to ask. Like the college kid or the was it Okazawa? I'm sorry, what was his name?
Yeah, the chef.
Yeah. Did they ever come forward after the fact and say, "Yeah, that was me. That happened. I was too ashamed at the time, or I didn't say anything," or was that just based on Nilsen's confessions?
His confessions, the police, and then Brian Masters, who wrote one of the books on Dennis Nilsen and talked with Dennis Nilsen for a very long time, years and years. It's all corroborated.
But what I'm asking is, did any of the actual victims who survive ever speak out publicly that we know of?
I think the police reached out to him as a result of the confession.
And they
Corroborated
said, that
his eyewitness
happened.
accounts.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I was at. Okay,
Yeah.
that
I
makes
think, right? That's how I took it.
Yeah. On February 11th, 1983, Dennis was officially charged with murder. I didn't include what happened to Bleep in the outline. I don't even know how I skipped that over. That would be like the biggest plot hole ever. So thankfully you looked into what happened to Bleep here, because obviously Dennis could not take Bleep to jail with him. And he was very distraught about this.
I'm sure he was.
That was the only thing he cared about, was what was going to happen to Bleep.
Well, it's good to know that Bleep got adopted by another family and lived a long, healthy, happy life, right? See you guys next week.
Here's a newspaper article. Nilsen's dog dies. This was a couple weeks after he was arrested. A dog owned by murder charge man. I love some of this
Murder
language.
charge
Murder
man.
charge man Dennis Nilsen pined to death for him last night, which essentially is saying the dog died of a broken heart. The pet, an 8-year-old mongrel bitch called Blip. Blip. So that
Pretty
was,
sure I
that
slept
was
with a
the
couple
mis-
of those in college.
A mongrel bitch named Blip was taken to Battersea Dogs Home when Nilsen, who lived at Cranley Gardens, Muswell Hill, North London, was arrested. Although Blip was suffering from an infection, the dog's home said, basically, he pined to death, losing his master. So he did not last much longer after Dennis was arrested.
Do we believe that as a real thing? Like, do you think the dog died of a broken heart? Like, is that... I just have trouble accepting that.
Probably not. I think they just
Did they just put the dog down?
Probably. They didn't want to. Would you want to adopt that dog out to a family not knowing what it had seen or
I don't
what
think I
it
would
had done in his
adopt it
care?
out right away, but maybe give it some time wherever. I don't know the situation, but give it some time at a shelter and see what it does.
I think someone wanted to be done with that. The Blip did not survive.
Bleep.
Bleep. See, now I'm calling him Blip. Goddamn irresponsible
just saying.
news writers.
Look, I'm not the biggest pet person in the world. Anyone who knows me knows that. But I don't think Bleep was ever given a fair chance. There's no reports of Bleep attacking anyone.
You're not wrong.
No, there's nothing bad about
No,
Bleep out there.
no.
Poor Bleep at least deserved to live a little bit. It sounds like it was just put in a shelter where, you know,
You'll never get the
that's
real
just
story.
going to happen.
He
And,
pined to death, Mike.
Yeah,
Let's
no.
just keep it at that.
yeah. I don't love that. Okay. Why couldn't they use Bleep as like one of the rehabilitation dogs that they take to prisons?
Oh,
For some
he
of
could
the-
visit Dennis?
Well, I don't. If Dennis would qualify for that, maybe. But
Love will tear us apart again.
Bleep was super emo, just died.
He killed himself, Mike. Fucking killed himself, that dog. Pined to death.
All those memories
right.
of listening to records with Dennis.
okay. Well, I mean, so far that's the most depressing ending of this story.
Ruined my whole bleeping day.
It really did. Bleeping or blipping?
Both.
So trial for Dennis started on October 24th, 1983 for 6 counts of murder and 2 of attempted murder. On November 4th, the jury returned a verdict of guilty for the 6 counts of murder and 1 of attempted murder, with a unanimous guilty verdict for the attempted murder of Paul Nobbs. Dennis was sentenced to life in prison with a recommendation that he serve at least a minimum of 25 years.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Well, yeah. What a nice recommendation.
Like they have that whole life order in the UK where you get no possibility of parole. Seems like this gentleman maybe should have gotten that sentence.
If he doesn't qualify, who does?
Right. Like that Lucy Letby, that nurse that was killing those babies. She just got a whole life order. Why wouldn't someone like Dennis Nilsen get it?
Well, and I also don't like sentenced to life. You were sentenced to life in prison. You're going to serve maybe 25 years.
Yeah.
Well, we would like you at least serve 25 years for that life sentence.
My understanding of life sentences over there is that the judge also sets a minimum term and then you're eligible for parole based on that minimum term.
Yeah.
Which,
And then I also looked up the in the UK, they had not killed anyone since they had not sentenced anyone to death and killed them since 1964. And then in 1998, they officially outlawed capital punishment in the UK.
Who was killed in 64?
I can't remember who
Yeah.
it was, but so it had been 19 years since they actually had killed someone who was sentenced to death. And they just kind of put like a stop on it. And then in 98, it was officially outlawed over there.
Yeah. You should go live there. You'd love it.
Wow. I'll go eat at Pizza Hut every day.
So Dennis talked to people, like I said before. Brian Masters wrote a book, really good book on Dennis that I read for this.
What was the name of that book?
R.L. Stein, The Ghosts Who Do Not Matter.
That book is called Killing for Company.
All right.
It's a good title. I think that's what Dennis was definitely doing this whole time.
That sure seems like it, doesn't it? I did read that fairly right after he got arrested, like before the trial happened, he threw the contents of his chamber pot over some guards. So I'm sure that went over well. He got 56 days in solitary. And I'm sure a healthy ass whooping.
Yeah.
I don't think guards like having piss and shit thrown out.
Well, probably not.
No.
I would imagine not.
Yeah.
On May 10th, 2018, Dennis was taken from prison to York Hospital after he was complaining of really bad stomach pains. He ruptured an abdominal aortic aneurysm, which they did fix, but 2 days later, a blood clot had formed and he died. Dennis's body was cremated in June of 2018, and there were only 4 people present, 3 police officers and someone who Dennis had wrote back and forth to while in prison.
That's that guy, Mark Austin. He became his pen pal, writing back and forth to him. So somehow they considered him like next to kin after a while. So he got the ashes, he got the urn,
Really?
and he ended up publishing his autobiography, The History of a Drowning Boy.
He
This guy,
published
Mark.
Dennis Nilsen's
Yeah,
autobiography?
Dennis wrote it, and he was blocked for some reason from publishing it himself in prison, probably due to like profiteering laws where he's not allowed to
Yeah,
profit on
right.
work like that. But this guy published it. It's out there.
Have you guys seen any of that? Have you guys read any of that? That sounds interesting.
No, I read that other book, Killing for Company.
Yeah, The History of a Drowning Boy. It's his own autobiography. And apparently this Mark has, like, he got his possessions, like a typewriter, glasses, and like weird shit like that. But he's also in possession of a bunch, like thousands of other pages of his writings, stuff like that. So, like, his last pal on earth.
He didn't get blippy.
He sure didn't.
He should have been like, oh, you want to read his autobiography? You get the fucking dog.
Gotta take blue.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there might be some more down the road.
I wonder what happened to the Polaroids. Dennis was taking Polaroid pictures.
There's a lot of Polaroids?
Oh, did we talk about that?
Talked about that in
forgot
part 2. Yeah. One of his victims, he posed him. He kept him for a while and posed him around.
You think it's just in police evidence now?
Yeah, or maybe Dennis destroyed
He
him.
probably burned it when he left that.
Oh, that's
That
true.
last
Maybe.
place burned everything. Fresh start, Ian. Fresh start.
Yeah, and then maybe at the second time he didn't take pictures.
Yeah.
Those are horrifying pictures. Dahmer's Polaroids that are online. Those pictures are super fucking creepy.
I kind of remember looking at those, way back.
What's the creepiest photo you've ever seen online? Doesn't have to be like the most insane or crazy or wild, but like what's the one that like just always like kind of haunts you?
Picture?
We'll say picture for now.
All right.
It's that one girl that got murdered, and there's that picture like right before that guy killed her.
Oh, with her hands out?
I don't remember exactly what it looks like,
Yeah,
but
I know which one you're talking about. She's got her hands out like that.
yes.
That's a pretty
I have
creepy
not
picture.
seen that
That's
photo.
horrible.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's
I don't
not
want to
very
see
good.
that.
So I would say that one.
Those OJ photos are pretty fucked up too. Not OJ, but the crime scene
the crime scene?
photos. Those are really wild.
It's a lot. You get the one without the black mark when
Yeah.
you see her head's almost chopped off.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I never looked at the John Bonet ones because Ian, you said like you don't want to see that. Like how?
Yeah, those aren't.
So I
good.
never looked at that. Yeah. Okay. Well, whatever the one you guys just fucking talked about ruined my night. I don't even want, now I'm just thinking about what that would look like, and I don't even want to see that.
It's not great.
A lot of people would say that Israel Keys photo, but as we know, it's fake.
I take that back.
If that was real,
I'm also not asking everyone else. I'm asking you guys.
I'm saying if that picture was real, then I think that would be
What was
at
that
the top
for
of the
one?
list. But it's,
What was it again? She like her in the shed. What was the photo?
like with her eyes pinned open that he
Yeah.
sent
Oh,
as
yeah,
proof
yeah,
of
yeah.
life photo?
Yeah.
There's a real one and there's a fake one. The
yeah.
real one has never been made public.
Right,
yeah.
I don't even think it exists anymore. The worst picture I've ever seen was when we were doing the Johnny Gosh series. And I was on the way back machine looking at Noreen Gosh's old website. And she has no warnings about what she put on there. And there's a picture of a child, like 8 or 9 years old, tied up in a basement. And it's clearly child pornography about to happen.
Those are weird pictures.
I'll never be able to unsee that picture. That picture is terrible. Like, I didn't need to see that. Should have been a warning there. Not just scroll
Could
through.
have used a little warning. Little warning.
So, yeah, that was pretty gross.
All right. Well, I was hoping that would be a good conversation, but it made me feel worse this entire thing.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. No, I just feel like I want to just lay in a bed and cover myself up with a blanket and not wake up for a day. Any final thoughts on Dennis Nilsen, Ian? Anything else you just uncovered, found?
I don't know. Dennis has redeeming qualities more than other people we've talked about. But at the end of the day, he's still a piece of shit that ruined a whole bunch of people's lives for no reason, really, other than for him to be
Personal
selfish. And
gratification.
There are times where it seemed like he really wanted to get out of this, but then it just kept going back to it.
it's literally the same thing as Dahmer. Just can't stop once you
Just
start.
when I think I'm out, they pull me back in.
Well, in all fairness, it was whose fault this time? Who was the guy that made him kill him?
John.
John. Fuck you, John. You did this. I'm teasing. It's not John's fault.
We've had a lot Got a lot of recommendations to watch the miniseries Des.
That book
about
was
this guy
or that show was based off of the book.
on that book with David Tennant, and said it's really good.
Des.
Des. That was his
What's
nickname.
that on Netflix?
I don't know.
Yeah, he always wanted to be called Des.
Yeah.
This is one of those things like I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Like The Office when Andy wants to be called or Drew.
Drew.
Jim's like, no, I'm not going to do that.
Come on, Tuna.
All right. Anything else?
No, I feel like I want some KFC after all
You
that.
don't even like fried chicken.
Not really, but
Do you really want KFC after thinking of it?
I
Like that?
do, actually. I'm really hungry.
I had fried chicken for lunch today. I was at the grocery store. Of
course you did.
I had to get some stuff, and they had like the little preheated, like already made fried chicken, and I was like, "Oh, it's lunchtime. I'm pretty hungry. That looks pretty good." It was pretty tasty.
All right.
Wasn't as good as KFC. Not that KFC's great, but their mashed potatoes and mac and cheese are pretty tasty. All right, what do you got on Patreon?
Thank you to new patrons Feral Foe, Niall Larkin, Caitlin Turner, Driven Demon, Dave sucking Casey Anthony's toes in front of Mike.
What?
Dave sucking.
No, I heard what you said. I don't get it.
Someone's
getting
visual
cucked?
interpretation of
All right,
what
I'm
they'd like
down.
to see.
Dave, you down? I'm down.
Oh,
gonna
I'll
suck
suck
his-
Casey Anthony's toes.
All right, I will watch.
100%.
Jesus Christ.
Bongs and Slongs, Tom, Whitney Birnbaum, Shayna Lay, like Chevrolet. Oh, thanks for the phonetics. It's really good. James T. Soleil, Sarah Beth, Greg, Mothman's Milk Mommy. You like that one?
He's laughing at every fucking name. You can be like, next one, Bill. He's gonna start fucking laughing.
Darius Lytle, Alex Scanlon, Amanda Shackelford, Nick, Thalia Weeks, Jessica Budke, Alicia Noboa, Renell Jackson, The Dave Abides, Candace Galen, Karen, Desi, Nicole, Hope Southers, Jacqueline's BFF Kelly, Jack Hanna, Joe
Jack Hanna. That's
Jack
not
Hanna.
Jack Hanna.
Can you imagine if it was?
It'd be sweet.
Is he still alive? Jack
I
Hanna?
don't know.
I don't know.
I'd be like, let me hang out with you and all your
I think
animals.
so.
Let me get to Google real quick. Jack Hanna, please be alive. He's still alive! Fuck yeah! Come on, Jack!
Well, hopefully that's him.
Open invite. Anytime you want on the podcast, pal.
There you go.
You let us know.
Bring some of his animals.
Yeah.
Jungle Jack was his other nickname. Sorry, Dave, I cut you off.
Joe Scrum, Amelia Starnes, Gray from at Middletooth SC, Waylon, Jarrett, Danny Reitz, Jens John, Mad Allersey, Davian Nichols, and Ari. Thank you very much, new patrons. Welcome aboard. Lots of good stuff on that Patreon.
Oh, yeah. It's a whole, 4 years of content?
Oh, there's all kinds of stuff.
You're in for a treat, people.
A lot of back archive material.
It's no holds barred on Patreon sometimes, too.
It's a lot of stuff.
Gets out of hand.
It's times. Why do you think we pick short episodes? Because then Dave and I can just run wild for 45 more minutes.
There's alien fucking. There's
Human fucking in metro parks,
that's true.
in
the
hotels.
bathroom.
People-
Jesus's mom getting a visit from God.
Oh, man, good stuff.
Stepdad Joseph getting cucked. All kinds
It's
of
a
stuff.
play. It's a whole play.
Girls with big, thick, juicy asses breaking their boyfriend's boners by pounding on it too much.
Timber.
Is that
Timber.
That's right. All that and more on patreon.com/Necronomipod. Ian, what do you got?
For iTunes, I have one for VW1234 and Night Friend. Thank you guys for the awesome reviews.
What do you got on your end, Dave?
I have one international shout out. Olive Creeman from Great Britain.
All right.
Thank you so much for the kind review. I do have one more shout out today. One of our patrons wrote in, Joe Stevens, just wanted to acknowledge that her son, Alex, turned her onto the show. Alex, thanks for turning your mom onto the show. And I would invite all younger people who are listeners of the show, perhaps your mom would like to listen to the show as well. So recommend it to her. You might think she's too old. I don't think so. I think she might like the Necronomipod. So
That's cool. Thank you, Alex. And I can't wait to
your mom
turn
to
your
listen.
mom on. You can call me Dad, son.
there you go.
Was it from him on Patreon or his mom?
Mom.
I was going to say, you can start messaging him and tell him what to do. Tell him to do chores and stuff.
Hey, son, I'm balls deep in your mom right about now. Could you maybe vacuum? Saw some dust on the floor earlier.
Oh boy. We are on Twitter, Facebook. Look, we gotta get out of this one. We gotta get out of here. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at Necronomipod, Patreon.com/Necronomipod, Amazon.com, search Necronomipod for all of our merchandise, and Necronomipod.com.
All right, you guys ready for a cool down beer?
Cheers.